me talk to him.
We just finished up Monday Night Raw. We got Roman Reigns returning. We're answering your questions today on the show. I am sick. I am so very sick right now. Matt's got the chills and he's just barely keeping it together, but come on, let's go. The real TJP says, are they going to debut Rey Fenix as a heel? I wonder if, and it ties into another person's question, the luchador of Mr. American Made, Chad Gable, I think they're going to do American Made versus Rey Mysterio, Rey Fenix, and Penta at Mania. I think they should try to do something. Would they put Fenix as a heel? I mean, the problem I see is that you got to introduce him. Like, we know who Rey Fenix is, but you're trying to expose him to a certain degree to the wide WWE audience. And that's where like Penta has had just like singles matches, right? He's putting on good matches to try and show people what he's all about. We know who Rey Fenix is and the brothers and Lucha Brothers, obviously. But I don't know. I think you might want to bring him in as a babyface to start. If he does come to WWE very soon, I want to see probably something with them, the Luchadors, at WrestleMania. Like I said, maybe it's a 6-man tag and they get the victory. A draft happens after WrestleMania and Rey Fenix maybe goes over to SmackDown, builds himself up there, and you keep Penta on the other brand, because then you could just visit everything down the road. And then you could make Fenix a heel over on like SmackDown if you want to go in that direction, and that would really help a lot. Plus you're expanding Luchadors, so you have like Rey and Penta on Raw, and then you get another boost by having Phoenix over on SmackDown. Nova Alpha says, do you think that someone will interfere and cost Jey Uso the title? That'd be cool. I'm gonna go with no. I think that it's going to be, I am so freezing cold right now. I think it's going to be Jey winning the title, clear, no issues, 1, 2, 3, like a bunch of super kicks, a bunch of splashes, and he finally takes down Gunther. I almost hope that, and I assume Jey's gonna win. They want that big moment. You want the WrestleMania entrance of Jey Uso in an entire stadium yeeting at everybody. And I think that you also want to have that victory moment where the whole crowd celebrate. It's like Daniel Bryan with the yes, right? They want that visual. So I think you're going to get that big victory. No one else is going to interfere. Kaiser's going to interfere? Like, you're going to get a new opponent for Jey, assuming after he wins the title. And the question is what direction they go. What I'd like to see for the finish of that match is Jey winning, but as he's going for the cover, he does the Hulk Hogan Ultimate Warrior cover, where Warrior pins Hogan, and it's 1, 2, 3, but on the 3 count, like right after, Hulk Hogan just pushes him off, and like he breaks out the pin. So I like to see that where Gunther is defeated, but he looks strong still. I'm not loving the Jey Uso Gunther thing. I just kind of wanted to get there. Carbon Cat says, do you think that Finn is about to be ousted from the Judgment Day? It seems that Dom and Liv are looking to recruit someone else. My opinion, this faction has overstayed their welcome. I think so too, and I think by bringing somebody else in, that's generally the idea, is let's spice things up. Damian Priest is gone. He's a SmackDown. Rhea has 0 interaction with Judgment Day, and Liv, like, it's not there anymore. Now she's firmly into the world title for Mania. I think you do bring somebody in and then Finn gets kicked out. I'd like to see them try to have Finn go face, but not in just a smiley baby face he's done in the past. I mean, I don't know. I just want it to end. If you're going to bring in somebody else, and who's going to be the next member, brother? Are you going to do like Aleister Black? I don't think that's right. I don't think you need to do that. Also, where's JD? Like, they're screwing over Finn, but isn't like JD his buddy? Even like in storyline, like wouldn't they kick out JD as well? I don't know. I think it's going to lead to something at WrestleMania where it could be like Finn versus Dom and the rest of Judgment Day behind him, and they try to do the split. They need to break this up. Maybe they're going to have whoever debut at WrestleMania for the Judgment Day. I don't know, but I think Finn is getting kicked out. Cricket Chatter says, I'm more excited about AJ Styles versus Logan Paul than compared to Jey versus Gunther. I think WWE didn't have the story to keep people interested in this rivalry. Kind of feel that too. I got no problems with Jey. I just feel like we've been going since the Rumble and we've already had the Gunther Jey matches. So it's almost like we've told this story already. Now we're just trying to get to WrestleMania. I feel like it is losing steam. Honestly, I think that what you should be doing is having Jey get wrecked, decimated every single week, not just like one, because I thought on Raw, again, my head's swimming right now, guys. Jey got beat down. So I think that it should not be Jey getting the upper hand on Gunther every week. I think it should be Gunther dominating Jey Uso every which way. Like, take him outside in the parking lot, bash him in, make him bloody every week, and Jey just keeps coming back and Gunther keeps dominating him because you need Gunther to look stronger. I don't like that they're doing these matches, like these just exhibition matches on Raw. Like Gunther's doing them against Tozawa, and that's funny and everything, and that's kind of fun in a short term. And then you got Jey versus Grayson Waller to open Raw. Who cares? Like, sorry, it's just to set up the next story beat, and it's not really clicking all that much. We're more excited for AJ versus Logan Paul? I think for the in-ring. I mean, you had Paul out there. He got booed like nobody's business. Is it kind of shoehorned together, AJ versus Logan Paul? Yes. But you got to do something with Logan Paul at WrestleMania. I kind of thought you'd get AJ in the Intercontinental division doing that with the title. I thought that would be a lot of fun. You could still make it a multi-man match at Mania for the IC title, but I think it will be Logan Paul, AJ Styles one-on-one. I don't know how well these guys will click together. I think it'll just be more of, here's a big spotty match for Logan Paul to kind of show off some moves. You could have AJ lose at Mania. I don't want him to, but if you want Logan Paul to get some momentum back, he can overcome the odds and beat AJ. Interested to see what they will do with Logan Paul. SJ sucks says Drew should have been inserted in the triple threat match. Yeah, I feel bad for Drew McIntyre. Maybe he doesn't care and he's going to be on WrestleMania's card. And maybe him and Damian Priest, if that's the match that they're going to have, just like they're going to go out hard, banger, like just all those words. And they're going to go and beat the snot out of each other to show that they can pull off a really killer match. I think both of them are in a position of, let's go prove what we can do in the ring and just decimate each other, especially Priest. I think he needs it. I don't see, like, I know they're going to put the story together of the world title match at WrestleMania 40, the cash in, the roll up pin in the chamber. They've had matches in the past, the title matches. I know there is the history there. It's just not that interesting. I think it's more interesting if it was Drew in the triple threat, like you said, and he somehow weaseled his way through, or he was going off to fight LA Knight and he was going for the US title, because you could actually heat something up there, and you had Jimmy in there too. Chaz says, I don't really buy the Punk Roman Heyman tension. WWE needs to provide way more context to make it work. I think we'll get there. I think they will circle back to previous promos, everything with the bloodline, Punk and Roman, the sit down that they did. Survivor Series will be a big moment that they'll probably link back to. I think it's going to require Paul Heyman and CM Punk to do the heavy lifting in terms of promos and the storytelling. So we still have time. I think it's one of those things where it's like, okay, let's sit back, enjoy the ride here. I think they will tell a very compelling story. You've got Raws and SmackDowns together to do in-ring promos and cinematic stuff. You could tell a lot of story in there. I do kind of agree. I'm like, you want to be able to get it front and center why we should care more about the Roman Punk situation. We just did Seth and Punk and blew that off. And I think people might be more interested in like Seth, Roman directly fighting each other. Well, we'll see, but I think that we can kind of wait and see here. Golden Entertainment says, after the slap to Rhea and Bianca, I actually believe that Io is going to win the match at WrestleMania. The sky's the limit. Ah, I see what you did there. I didn't like, someone else mentioned this too. They're like, I didn't like how Io was disrespected. I mean, I think that's the point. They're trying to big league her. They pushed her out of the way. They face palmed her. I don't think that was cool, but I did like that Io didn't. See, if it was Vince booking this, they would do that and Io would like cry or just walk out of the ring and she would never, you know, get in their face about it. She would tuck her tail. Here, I like that she got back in their face and slapped both of them. Like, I'm the champion. And Io's looking for the respect out of both of them. So I think you could see Io retain at Mania to spin off Rhea and Bianca in a one-on-one situation. And their feud can kind of get going. And I think maybe you can get Bianca to turn heel after all of this. And maybe she does roll back inside again with Naomi. Eventually, I think you're going to get to a Bianca Jade match. Maybe it's SummerSlam, but I don't know. Bianca's also undefeated at WrestleMania. They might want to keep that going. Maybe Bianca just does something dirty and nasty to win the triple threat. They can do the rematches. And then again, I kind of feel like at some point you get Jade versus Bianca. Javi says, should Raquel really be #1 contender for the IC championship? No, I think you could go for stay with the tag. Stay with the tag titles. Jacoby Wright says, El Chadador Chad Gable is going to be the greatest luchador to ever live. I think they could have a lot of fun with this leading into Mania. It's Chad Gable. I guess the box that he had last week, it was the luchador mask. They did the reveal. I thought it was fun. and clearly they're going to lead to something. Like I said earlier, I wouldn't be surprised if it's a tag team match or a 6-man tag of American Made, but in a luchador mask. And they just have a really fun match at WrestleMania. Then I know people were asking about the tag team titles, like how does that all fit into anything? I think War Raiders, they got to get those titles. They got to get the titles off them. Maybe you put them at Judgment Day, but I think that's boring. Unless you kick Finn out and then they get really, really strong. But I just don't see it. I think it'd be more fun if American Made got them, actually put some belts on those guys, and Chad's being a dick with the mask. And maybe they're going to flip it over, and maybe it'll be Rey and Penta. They pick up the tag team titles for like a short run at WrestleMania. Maybe it is a multi-man match. Maybe it's War Raiders and Penta and Rey and the American Made. Who knows? Axis says Lyra is boring champion. Yeah, maybe. She's putting on good matches in the ring. I think they're slowly starting to listen a little bit with Lyra, of where fans are like, hey, you gotta show these mid-card women's titles on the show and have them wrestle. I think they just need to do more. I think they need to flesh out her character more. I think she needs to do a sit-down interview thing as Intercontinental Champion. I think the matches speak for themselves. They are good, but she's not in a rivalry that gets you excited. I feel like Chelsea on the other side of things with the US title is just pure entertainment. And kind of the same thing though. She's not like, how many times is she going to fight Mi Chin? It's all good, but we've done it over and over and over again. You need Chelsea into something a little deeper, but at the same time, she's on the comedic side. So you can kind of shoehorn her into multiple scenarios. Lyra is like, just, I'm good wrestler, I'm champion, go. People need to understand her character more, other than, well, that's the women's IC champion. She puts on good 10-minute matches. We need more out of her. But I think sit-down promos and vignettes would help, but I think the writing is boring. I don't think Lyra is boring. I think just the writing is boring right now. Thank you guys for submitting your questions, for letting me talk to you today. I am freezing and I have the chills and I'm not well. So I'm gonna appreciate you guys submitting everything today. If you guys want to talk about Raw, my reaction to it, I got this video right here. I'm gonna go get some medicine. Have a great day. See ya.